Hi, I'm Greg from RVHaulers. Today I'd like to talk about some ideas we've had for alternative ways of getting up into the truck. We've had a number of customers contact us who might have bad hips or knees, and we've had other customers contact us who might have family members who are in wheelchairs. And we wanted to present some ideas on how we can gain easier access into these sleepers for those folks with some mobility issues. Our model today is Jake. This is a 2012 Volvo Model 780. So you'll notice that he's got two windows on the side. This is the tallest and longest, the largest sleeper that's available. And we've picked him as our model today because I wanted to show you some of the space we have available. Some of our customers that have family members that are in wheelchairs, we would install a wheelchair lift into this area. You'll see that between the axle and the fuel tank, we've got a good section of space here. Hang on, let me grab a tape measure. Thanks, Joe. So in this space, we easily have 3 feet of width, and when we look at the depth, there's 32 inches of space between the frame and out to the edge of where a bed would be. So what we've proposed, or our idea for wheelchair access, is to install a lift in this section and still retain our bed or our deck in this area. So this would all be a big flat deck, and the wheelchair lift would be stowed when you're underway in this area. Of course, that deck comes out, the wheelchair is placed on that deck, secured. It lifts up flat or level with the bed, and then the wheelchair is mobile up on top of this flat bed. Somebody else can be helping if necessary, and we would establish a door in the back of the sleeper so that the wheelchair would gain straight access. Now, this also presents an option for those people with mobility issues, maybe bad hips or bad knees. The steps on the driver's side and the passenger side have about an 18-inch lift between each step. So that's quite a lift. If you'd had a bad knee and you wanted to lift your foot up 18 inches, that's pretty high. So we've had some hesitation with customers about heavy-duty trucks because they just couldn't get up to that floor height. The floor is about 40 inches above ground. So what we would propose for those customers is to install some steps into this section instead. Again, flat deck above the frame, and we would put standard height steps starting at about 12 inches above ground, because you got to make sure we have some clearance here. So the first step is a little bit taller, but after that we would have standard riser or 9-inch steps, 8-inch steps to gain access to the flat deck and go in that back door. Now let me take you inside the truck and show you some of the dimensions we have to deal with inside. So we're now inside of Jake. Again, this is a Volvo 780, so we've got a fairly deep sleeper and quite a tall sleeper as well. And this would be the back wall in which we would establish a door. So you would absolutely lose this table. And one point of consideration is we have these benches on either side, and it sure would be nice to perhaps save those. The space between the benches is 28 inches. When we look at the distance from the back wall to the back of the seats, I've got 64 inches, or almost 5.5 feet of depth. But one thing to be aware of is the height in here. I would also be hesitant to lose that upper bunk. It has some attraction. Also, in many states and provinces, we have to have a bed in here for this to be classified as a motorhome. So in most cases, we try not to lose that. But let's take a look at the height that we have available. From the floor to the bottom edge of this plastic support is 55 inches. So we've got about a 28-inch width we can work with, 55-inch height, If we do want to lose that upper bunk, we can start to encroach into that upper space and make it taller if you wish. But again, remember about the motorhome classification. A bed has to be back here. So those are our ideas on how you could alternatively get up into these heavy-duty trucks if you had some mobility issues. If you have any questions, please contact us via our website or via phone. We'd love to chat about what other ideas you might have. As an aside, I'm going to take you outside the truck and show you some of our other space constraints and why we're actually looking at the back of the truck for the steps and for the wheelchair lift. We're back on the passenger side of Jake, and I've had customers ask me about perhaps putting wheelchair access or steps into this space. Now, obviously you can see that the fuel tank goes from there all the way to here. So this space is occupied with fuel. Let me take you with the camera and show you behind the passenger's step what we now have. In the past, 2007 and prior, this space used to be open. But what you're looking at here is the diesel particulate filter that appeared, it's part of the exhaust system, an emissions system that appeared in 2008 and forward. Now, at first it was just this piece, but over time this has been added because this is the part that uses or is reliant upon the urea, or the diesel exhaust fluid goes through that system. So what I want to point out is, remember, the fuel tank ends about here. This whole section is filled up with exhaust and emission systems, and we really don't have room to be able to put anything up underneath there anymore with these more current trucks. Well, thanks for taking some time to do some brainstorming with us here at RVHaulers. If you have some other ideas on what else we could be doing for helping people gain access to the sleeper of the cab, hey, please use those comments down below in YouTube. We like to respond to those, and it's a great place for us to do some brainstorming and exchanging of ideas. I'm Greg from RVHaulers. If you like our videos, please take the opportunity to give us a thumbs up, and if you're really interested in our videos, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.